We are the Morning Hustle.
Back at it once again. Y'all know what time it is. The Morning Hustle's in the building. L'Oreal and Kyle Santillan. And we always got guests, man. And sometimes we like to let you know who's making moves behind the scenes. Who's the powerhouse behind some of your favorite artists, your favorite businesses, and all of that. And today, this guy represents all of that. Mr. Phil Thornton is in the building.
Yeah.
How you feeling, bro?
Man, I'm blessed. Grateful to be here. The Morning Hustle.
Yeah.
We in here bright and early.
Bright and early.
So excited because we're going to announce our brand new project, me and Tamar.
Yes. The Thelma and Louise 3.0.
Oh my God, it's going to be incredible. I'm sure y'all heard about it on social media.
So you're here, man. You got a lot going on, man, and we got to dive into your background just a little bit because you came in this business at a young age and dabbled in music, film, television, all of it.
Everything.
They say at 15 years old, you was working with powerhouse people like Whitney and Biggie.
I heard it was 12.
12?
So 12, I started in radio. That's where I started in VA, Norfolk, Virginia.
Wow.
WOWI.
Wow.
That's where I started,
How'd you get in there at 12 years old?
I just called. It was an amazing midday personality named Candy Eastman.
Okay.
And Candy was just someone I listened to every day, all day. And I called her, and I was like, yo, I want to come get a tour of the station. Yo, can I pull up? I'm 12.
Yeah.
And she said, yeah, call me, call the business office, set it up. So made it happen. And then I said, can I come back next week? And the next week turned into the next week, into the next week. So at 12, I was literally at the radio station as a young intern.
That's crazy.
That's fire.
And you worked with some of the greatest artists, just period.
Yeah.
But you started early off with working with Biggie and Whitney Houston.
Yeah, Biggie. Yeah, big. That was crazy. Literally, I was 15 years old.
That's so crazy.
And that was the very first artist doing my internship with Arista was Biggie.
Wow.
And the night that I met him, there was a shootout in the club. But we left in time.
Wow.
Like literally, because he said something like, yo, let's go get some food. And I'm 15, but I'm in the club like, yo, no, I want to go nowhere.
Yeah.
He was like, no, we need to get out of here. So we left, and that night it was a shoot. I think 2 people got shot.
That's crazy.
I'm sure you've seen a lot of crazy things around him. Did he having freak-offs then?
I can't speak to what Diddy was doing.
You was 15, they were saying,
15. I had a curfew and a bedtime on the road.
Okay.
But, my experiences with Puff was super positive. He gave a lot of wisdom, knowledge, but just watching his work ethic was like, this is impressive. And just how he dealt with the artists, it actually showed me like, wow, that's how you handle it? And, just watching his style, it was definitely...
How was your parents, though?
That's what I was gonna ask. How did they let you go out on the road at 15?
I mean, I could relate because this is kind of about the same age that I was outside. But, like, I just wonder how... My mother used to have a tight leash on me, though. So was your parents more lenient?
See, I had... my mom was super cool. I asked her to this day, like, what made you say... Yes, I'm going to let my 15-year-old go on the road with Biggie and Outkast and Usher and Puff and all these people.
That's crazy.
And she just said she knew that God had me covered.
I know that's
and
right.
so that was, shout out to Craig Davis. I don't know if y'all know Craig, Uncle Craig, but Craig was like my guardian on the road. He was the Mid-Atlantic regional rep for Arista at that time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he was the person that would be like, all right, it's time to go to bed.
I know that's
Right.
And also, let me see, Keisha from Total, Keisha Epps.
Yeah.
Because I was out with Total on the road, Mace. And I would say Jadakiss, they were always the people to be like, yo.
Those are all good
that's
people.
that's
Time to go to
crazy.
bed, young boy. It was one of those like, yo, you need to, shut it down. And 112, Q from 112 specifically,
Let me ask you this, though. So are you a parent now?
Not yet.
Do you believe that if you had a 15-year-old, you would allow them to have that
Hell
type
no.
of...
No. It's different now, though. It's different.
Hell no. I want my kid to go be a veterinarian or be working FedEx or some other like whole nother.
If he come to you like, Pop, I'm trying to get out on the road.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm trying to tour with Young Thug and them.
No.
Hell nah.
You ain't letting me go?
No disrespect.
No disrespect. It's just, I just want something different for my kids.
Okay.
I just want something different. So I'm grateful because I saw a lot on that road.
Yeah.
Like I saw people get beat up. I saw a lot of groupies. I saw a lot. And it was just like, yo, I'm glad I had the foundation that I had. So I'm grateful. Like I said.
Now, some people know you or know your work. This Luther Vandross documentary, it got a lot of eyes on it. I was one of the people. I love me some Luther Vandross. And of course, we've heard numerous different stories, but this one dove really deep into his life, even to his personal life, which some people felt and gave a little backlash around that part because they were like, if he didn't come out and talk about his sexuality per se. Why was it touched in the documentary? Was that something that you had hesitance on, or did you, what did you feel about that? What was the process with that?
First of all, I'm honored to be a part of the Luther doc. That was a dream come true because
Yes.
Luther was like the soundtrack of my household growing up.
Yeah.
But telling his story in conjunction with his family and my partners at Foxhole, Jamie Foxx, shout out to Jamie Foxx and Datari Turner, Miss Dawn Porter, who was an amazing filmmaker. We all talked about where we could go with the story.
Yeah.
But we just wanted to honor this great musician, producer, creative, and obviously his story had a lot of different elements to it, as you saw in the documentary.
Yes. Things we didn't even know.
That was the point, right? Really, let's celebrate his legacy. Let's celebrate his art. And sometimes when you include certain elements in any project, it could overshadow.
Yeah.
Right.
And so his truth is his truth. He's not here to speak his truth, but we wanted to honor his legacy, and we acknowledged it in what I believe was a very respectful manner.
The David Bowie is what took me out.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, that was him, and even
Yeah.
the Chic. I was like, that was
Yeah,
him.
that's
with
his
it.
vocals on all that.
It's
Yeah.
so, and as much of a fan as I am of Luther Vandross as well, these were things I was like, my mouth was literally dropped to the ground. But you're not stopping there. You also are going to move forward.
We're doing a movie next.
I'm excited about that.
No one knows that except y'all.
Well, who's playing Luther now?
Right, that's the question.
So here's the thing. We got a few candidates. We have a director who we all love, and that person, we're locking that in. But yeah, we have a couple of candidates on the acting side to play Luther. It's a tough one because you always go back and forth. Do you get someone that can sing or someone that can really act?
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm very, very confident and proud of all three people on the table.
It
right
was
now.
this guy on
that's
the Tom
crazy.
Joyner cruise, and they had like I guess you could call him he was an impersonator. He did so good. Now, I don't know. I don't know this man's name, but I'm not going to lie to you. I would look into him because he had him down packed to the point where people was like, Luther? It was a bigger
See,
Luther.
but see,
though.
you want someone who can really act, right?
Right.
I
Yeah.
mean, because again, like,
Because not every scene is singing.
not every scene is singing, and personally, I prefer to use Luther's vocals because he was such a phenomenal singer.
I can see that.
So I'd rather get somebody who's got the acting chops, who can sing, understand the inflections, and how to just,
Yeah.
look like you're singing, but not necessarily having to be that.
I'm excited
Amazing.
about this film.
Yeah, but it's gonna be great.
Speaking of your projects, man, I know we all saw each other fairly recently, and I was telling Kirk Franklin that Den of Kings is something that I just love the perspective of it. You know what I mean? I was telling him, like, we have these shows, these talk shows, and rightfully so, a lot of them come from a woman's perspective and sharing their viewpoints. But I don't know too many male shows in that lane, and I feel like Den of Kings is one of those shows. So
Yes, sir.
how did the show come about for you guys? He told me his version of it, but with you being involved, and why was it
Did
important
he
for
give
you to
me
be there?
credit in his version?
Here's what he said.
Oh,
Here's what he said.
Now, let me
He
get my
said
ginger ale.
the idea of a guy sitting around in the kitchen talking was something that he had been doing for years. And then it was mentioned like, hey, man, this needs to be a show. Now, were you the person that said...
I was the mention.
Oh, damn.
So Kirk has had over the years, I've known Kirk for well over 15 years at this point. He's had some of the most amazing dinners. Like whether it's for his birthday or we just hanging out after the award show. And so one year, this is his 50th at Mr. Chow's. This guy walks in the room with his all black on, had a cap on. I didn't recognize him, had the gray beard. It was Denzel Washington. And I was like, yo, Denzel is at the table with us right now.
Yeah.
Tyrese walked in. It was like Devon Frank, a bunch of people. And then just the conversation was incredible. And so from that day, I'm always thinking about content. And so this year here in Atlanta, we celebrated Kirk's birthday at a restaurant. And I was like, man, the conversation got heated. It was just like a lot of like my friends and colleagues. And it just, when we started talking about just different areas of life and politics and other things where we should stay away from, it just got intense. And I was like, we should put cameras on this. And so a few months later, we were like, yeah, let's put cameras on this.
Yeah.
And we shot the first episodes with Tyler Perry, Jeezy, and Derek Hayes. And then the fatherhood episode with DC Young Fly, Country Wayne, DeVal Ellis, and Lou Young. And so,
Such great combination.
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So wait till you see the next one with Tyrese. It's all about
Oh,
relationships.
God, we
I'm
know
sure.
Tyrese
We
all
already
too well
know.
here at the Morning Hustle Show.
I want to know what was said at the Denzel dinner.
Oh, so-
Yeah, let's go back to that episode now. We love you, Tyrese.
No, but funny you say that. So I actually put a lot of the notes from that dinner in my phone to Denzel. He dropped so many gems that night. But the blessing is, and again, you heard it here first, Mr. Washington is coming to the den.
Nice.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
So
nice.
Tyler Perry, so he talked about his family, one of his family members asking him for damn near $1 million, I believe it was.
And he fired his aunt.
He fired his aunt. So have you ever had anybody from family working for you that you had to get rid of?
I fired my cousin.
Oh, really? Yeah. Why?
I was living in New York, and my cousin was my assistant. Horrible idea. Don't do it.
No, I agree.
And so, and so I was at the time starting to develop my career in television, and I was pitching a show to VH1 at the time, and the executive or someone from the executive's office called, and my cousin was so rude, and it basically cost me the opportunity.
Oh.
In addition to some other matters that weren't appropriate, that was that was handling some of my business and my money that wasn't right. But that was like the last straw. I was like, yo, now you burning bridges on top of doing.
Why did he feel like that was the way to go?
Just a bad attitude.
Do y'all still speak? Yeah, you lost your chance. Okay. You lost. You did your shot.
Yeah.
So one thing that we did here, because we're talking about the different projects you have. Also, one person who I love, Tamar Braxton. We got to hear a piece of her album that y'all are dropping later this month.
Yeah, later in September.
In September.
Yes.
So tell us why Tamar, how did y'all come up with the project, and why am I a part of it?
Shout out to Tamar Braxton.
Yes.
I love the new music. It's an EP, Heartbreak Retrograde. She'll explain the title and the why, but the music is incredible. Tricky Stewart produced the entire project. The first single, You on You, is out right now. We're approaching top 10 at R&B radio, but she's got some gems on the record. And it's an honest record about life and relationships and healing from heartbreak, and just it's a lot of there. But I'm just amazed and impressed that she's taken her boss. She's putting on her boss
big
hat.
Girl pants.
Her big girl pants. Yeah. So it's like she's shooting content, which you're part of. I don't want to spoil it, but L'Oreal, they say you're killing it. You know what I mean? This Thelma and Louise might actually be happening.
Look, Nivea. Oh, I don't know if I was supposed to say it, but somebody that's a part of the skit. We can take that. All right. So somebody that's also a part of it. She literally came up to me like, "Oh my God, have you done acting before?" I was like, "Go tell Phil." She said it like 5 times. I was like, "No, I'm just being myself." And she was like, "Dizzy, you're so good." And I'm like, "Again, tell Phil." Like you're telling her.
No, she called me Sunday because she was headed to your event, and she was like, "Yo, I'm telling you, you got to see it. Like, yo, L'Oreal, she's killing it." But I'm like, "Okay, let me see the footage."
Yes.
So Tamar be holding on to stuff until she's ready for me to see it.
I will say that I feel like you played a major part in it, even though you didn't. We were joking, obviously, initially, but I think that's what even gave her the green light in her head to be like, let me reach out to L'Oreal, which I'm pretty sure that's how a lot of things happen with you, is that you have this movie, the Christmas movie that's coming out. Which
Tamar's on the soundtrack as well for that movie.
Look at that. So was there anybody that you may have come across that you was like, you know what, they'll be really good for this part? Or did everybody have to audition?
We had a few auditions, but we really knew going into filming Unexpected Christmas, that's the name of the movie, in theaters, November 7th.
Okay.
November 7th, Black owned.
I love it.
Black producers.
Yeah.
Nice.
Black director.
We need this.
Yes. But it's a holiday movie starring Lil Rel. Y'all know Lil Rel?
Yeah, that's
I almost didn't recognize him with the weight loss.
Yeah,
like,
he's lost a lot of weight.
He looks like a different person.
He's killing. So he's a star of the film with Dominique Perry, Reagan Gomez Preston, Anna Maria Horsford, Rico Ross, Terrence Terrell, Terrell Woodbury, Corinne Hawthorne, Howie Bell. I mean, it's a great ensemble cast. You know these people. But literally everybody on our list, they pretty much say yes. So that was the blessing. Like Rel and Tabitha Brown. Tabitha Brown is in there as well. Like Tab's a producer on the project and is one of the stars. But it was just like they read the script and they were like, "Oh my God, this is a great project. We want in."
I love that.
And then it was like, "Oh, how do we afford them? We can't." And everybody was like, "Man, we believe in the vision. We believe in what you're building." And here we are.
That's
so
incredible.
we got another black classic on our
we got one, right?
hands?
And a black classic soundtrack on
I
our
love
like
that
that.
because I feel like we got to go back to that because the soundtracks used to set the tone
For sure. Yes,
for
absolutely.
the movies. And then I feel like we got away from it at a point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got to
but-
bring that back, though.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
I think you and Jermaine Dupri, I'm going to have to
JD,
tip my hat off to
yeah.
y'all, because even with the Magic City soundtrack, y'all not just throwing things together. Y'all are taking this like a real album,
Yes.
and putting it together.
No, it's a real album. Tamar Braxton's on there. October London's on there. Casey Haley is on there. T.A. Thomas, E.J. Jones. I mean, we've got a great...
That's amazing.
The great lineup of legacy artists, but also emerging artists, but everyone just with their Christmas vibes. Kevin Ross is on there, like just whether it's a cover or an original.
Y'all better blow Mariah out the water. We tired of this same song now. We tired of this same, so we love
You know what I'm
Mariah.
saying?
But
No,
come
we
on.
love MC. That's my friend.
Yeah,
So
we
the
love
thing
her.
is, but Tamar pays homage to Mariah on the
Okay. I
soundtrack
love that.
with her rendition of "Joy to the World."
Okay.
So when you hear this, and I got to send it to M because I want her to hear it before it comes out. But it's
No disrespect, Mariah,
Yeah.
but you've had the top for a
she's
long
the queen
time.
of Christmas. She's
With
the
you
queen.
being involved in all these different aspects of the industry, man, whether you starting in radio and then music and then film and then documentaries and television, and is there any part of all of this that you really like lean into more that excites you more than the others? Like, is it all equal to you at this point? Like, what gets you going the most?
It gets me going is just trying to figure out how to tell new stories. So now I'm developing another biopic at a big platform right now that I'm really excited about. I have a few other deals, all kind of in that artist documentary or biopic. I love telling great stories.
Yeah.
So I love TV and film, but I love music. I've even got a cruise going out next year. I just love creating opportunities.
Hold now.
Okay, hold
We
on
got
now.
a cruise.
Hold
We don't
on
know if
now.
you can mention that cruise.
I'm not coming to mention my cruise on y'all
It's only one
situation.
damn cruise here. And that's the Tom Jordan Finn.
I'm pulling. No, here's the thing, and I'm
I don't
pulling
know. I
up.
might go on this one.
I'm pulling up on the Joiner Cruise because I told the powers that be that I would love to screen Unexpected Christmas on the cruise.
Fire.
Okay, so we gonna be on there.
yeah,
Okay,
so-
we out. I can't wait.
So I plan to pull up on the Joiner Cruise, but yeah, no, it's exciting. I love both. But one of my goals and dreams is to produce a Broadway musical. So
Amazing.
It seems like though, even in these spaces that we're speaking of, even whether it's film or whatever, it seems like you're leaning into the documentary side of it all. Whether it's a real story or not, it seems like it's inspired from
It is.
whether you're dealing with real conversations with Kirk or Luther Vandross, you know what I mean, in all these spaces. So telling the stories of real people seems to be the lane.
It's the lane, but it also music is at the foundation of each of those people.
Yeah.
So really just making sure that, because I grew up in an era where the music was a part of the conversation with the film. Above the Rim, New Jack
Right.
City,
Yes.
you know,
Right.
Waiting to
Right.
Exhale, all these amazing movies.
Waiting to
Boomerang.
exhale. I just played that
Come
soundtrack
on.
yesterday. Don't play with me.
When you think about these movies, you think about these iconic songs. So my thing
Absolutely.
is, okay, I can tell this story, and whether it's a documentary or a digital series like Den of Kings, but still music, even the theme song on Den of Kings, Kirk and I, we were like, okay, what does the theme song need to feel like? Music is my heartbeat. That is
sure.
my love.
Y'all had him doing
sure.
Afro beat reggae.
Yeah.
I mean, Afro beat gospel. I ain't never heard that before. That was a vibe.
Yeah, it's a vibe. And
Yeah.
That was
we're working
real.
on a really, really big feature for that song
So
right
when
now.
you do the biopics, does the person have to be deceased?
No.
Because
Actually,
it is the person that you're working on, or the people you're working on, is that next
they're
one?
alive. The next one, they're all alive and well.
So I was thinking, because I'm like, let me put something out there, because I love me some Nile Rodgers, and you had Chic mentioned in Luther. I wouldn't mind Nile's,
Now would be
doing
great.
something with Nile.
Now would be
He
great.
got great stories.
Now would be great. My dream doc would be Anita Baker.
Oh, we love us some Anita Baker.
Yeah.
I would love to do Anita Baker's documentary. I know she's got her own plan and her own team, but that's a story I would love to tell.
What about her story?
Just coming from humble beginnings in Detroit and just beating the odds and just being such a unique artist. Because again, it just, when you look back, it's like Anita was Anita. Anita was one of one. She doesn't sing high in the rafters like a lot of your favorite singers. Like, she's so unique and also the writer. She also wrote a lot of those classics. So that to me, but her story, and then having, kids and being married and just the whole journey of life. It's just been, and then she's like, yo, I'm on my own terms now. I'm retired. I own my masters. Like,
you got to add that baby face part in there too when they got into that little back and forth, because I want to see what really happened. Are you going to add that?
We love Babyface. We love Babyface. That's my guy.
I got to see that part.
But Babyface actually was one of the people who told me how much he loved the Luther Vandross documentary.
It was so
to really
good.
sit with Kenny was like, man, I loved it. I watched it multiple times. He was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And when he said well done, I was like, it just hit differently.
Yeah.
Now, we see a lot of films right now. It's getting very stale because what they're doing is these film studios are scared to bet on originality, right? They're doing sequels and they're doing things over and over. So what is it that is telling you that's like, no, this original content is still going to work? And or do you feel like you might start getting into the sequels and the
sequels? I'll do sequels of my own movies, but sitting here with you, L'Oreal, and Kyle, it just reminds me originality still matters.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity to tell great stories.
Absolutely.
And whether it's we might do our reboot of Thelma and Louise 3.0.
Oh, yeah,
but that's the exception to the rule.
Yeah, because they wasn't black.
They wasn't black.
This is totally different.
Right.
But there's so many great opportunities to tell new stories, whether it's based on a book that someone may write, whether it's just something that comes to us as we walk out of the station today. There's such a great opportunity just to tell. So I don't need to repeat it. And again, nothing against anyone who is doing that.
Right.
I just feel like there's a great opportunity to empower new creatives, new writers, new directors to just come up with something fresh that's authentic in 2025, 2026 kind of way.
But it is really crazy that Thelma's name start with a T and like Tamar, and Louise name start with a L like L'Oreal. So you gonna anyway, we're gonna move on from there. So now, all black. That's what we're pushing. It's all us. But got to address the controversy. You got a partner that's named Norman.
Yes.
That has said some pretty cringy things lately.
What'd he say?
That had a lot of people upset.
He went in.
He said white people get it. He said he's tired of he don't want to hear the riffs. And he's a Trump supporter. Stale. When the gospel sings is stale. He also said something about Kirk Franklin, which I'll have a project with him.
We partner with Kirk.
So how do you handle when you have a partner that kind of goes off the Richter when it comes to a podcast or something like that and may upset and ruffle some feathers in the black community when y'all are, for us at the same time?
For us, by us.
Yeah.
It's Trump for us.
Not for me.
Okay.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I respect everyone's political choices. I love Norman. Norman is my brother. It's my partner.
Mm-hmm.
He went to Howard.
He went to Howard.
He went with my sister. My sister was talking to me about him. Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Which is
because I'm like, do you like black people, Norman?
Norman loves black people. Norman loves black people, and just I love what we're building as a company. It's incredible. A lot of black artists, black creatives. We invest millions of dollars into black music, to black content, to black touring. As a partner, you may not always agree with how something is messaged, right? That's just the nature. Like as co-hosts, you might not always agree on how Kyle might say something versus you might say something.
I never agree with him.
She's the one. She's off the Richter.
But for the record, I love gospel music. I made a career in gospel music. It's some of the most amazing, talented people that I know, and grateful to have worked with them. But that's all I got.
So what is that conversation like? Or do you just say nothing? Like, is it
no, I say something.
Okay.
You got to know me.
Yeah, I'm just making
Tamar,
sure.
But No, accountability is key. Because I'm not always perfect. And I would on my podcast, I have a podcast, We Sound Crazy.
Yeah.
If and when I say, because I've said some crazy things.
And he sounded kind of crazy.
but I sounded crazy in my show, and I love when people hold me accountable. Accountability, that's a part of who we are as people. You need people to just say, hey, maybe this could have been handled differently or said differently. But I know his intent, I know his heart, and I know the actual commitment that we are collectively investing into not only gospel music, but Tamar is one of our partners. Brian Michael Cox is a partner. This film, just so much that we're building is just, it is for our people. And hey,
maybe the message was a little.
Sometimes how you deliver the message it's always important.
Do you think there's a little bit of, I know this is going to hit, but I know it's also going to bring attention So like, you know what I mean?
It definitely sparked the conversation.
That's what I'm
Definitely
saying.
brought some attention.
Right. You brought up your show, We Sound Crazy. Is there anybody that you're looking forward to having on there that you haven't had yet? So you had the Isley Brothers.
You've had some
Usher,
incredible guests.
You've had some.
I'm
you know
trying to
what I
get
mean?
two of my good friends.
Oh, you mean Lowell come?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, well, yes,
Of course.
We're filming next week. Pull up.
All right,
so,
all right.
Sure.
so two friends of mine that I love to have on: Mariah Carey
Mm-hmm.
and Missy Elliott. I've
dope.
been begging them in different ways for at least 2 years. So it's always fun. Like I'm talking to them with text but I'm like, I need you to pull up. I need you to.
How long do you go before you say, you know what, F it, man, I'm tired of asking?
I'm not
Do you
Oh,
continue?
no, that's Mariah Carey and Missy Elliott.
Not necessarily with just them, but just in general. Is that the secret to the sauce? Never giving up on a
Never
guest?
give
or
up. Never. Like that's just who I am, how I got to be where I am today.
What's the longest you've ever had to ask anybody to be a part of anything, and then you finally got them?
Since 12, huh?
I would say the Isleys took a minute.
Really?
The Isleys took a minute. It was about close to 2 years.
He always answered for R. Kelly. This is Mr. Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? Why? That's crazy.
That's R. Kelly on the first
What the hell
ring,
is
huh?
going on? What you mean? What's going on?
That's funny.
You gotta sing
Yes,
it to him.
I
That's
should have
why.
sung it. I should have
Right.
sung it.
You
I
messed
should
up.
have.
They
Facts.
gave you the formula.
They gave me the formula. I know better. I should have sung. Yeah.
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 Well, so we know we don't do things for trophies and awards, but
Yeah.
I see you got the NAACP
Come on
award.
now.
Yeah.
You know, congratulations on that.
And a BET award.
BET
Come on now.
award, not the hip hop one, because that's
they
over
took
for
that
right
one.
now.
That's
for
over
right
for now.
now.
Yeah.
You
None of
might
that
have help
happened.
them bring it back because according to Benzino, it's Fat Joe's fault. So when you look at a project like that doesn't, like, because the Hip Hop Awards was successful for quite some time.
Yeah, it was.
You're one of the people that I feel like could turn something like this around. So what would you do differently if you had like a BET Hip Hop Awards underneath your realm?
I want to mention BET Hip Hop Awards and Soul Train because they both
Oh,
are.
and the
right,
Soul
that's
Train.
right.
Let's not forget that.
I would continue the legacy. I would find different. See, the thing is, technology has changed quite a bit. The way people view content, and I feel like there's a lot of great younger hosts that deserve
No,
a great.
point this way because
I just-
Kyle is
We in the same
our
bracket.
senior,
We in the
okay?
same bracket. Go ahead. Younger host. Continue your
Kyle,
wise.
like I could be Kyle's daughter. Okay?
Continue. Yeah, now you're dragging it. Now you're pushing it. But continue with your wisdom.
But I feel like there's an opportunity for younger energy, and that's what we're missing. Just the way we approach award shows
Right.
can't be the same way we did it 30, 40 years ago. The way the categories, what are the categories? Who is hosting? What's the online strategy? What's the best partner? Yes, because linear is having its challenges, right? Linear television. So is it partnering with the YouTube? Is it partnering with another? I think that you have to really reset the board. But we need these institutions, these platforms that honor us.
Did you see what Van Lathan just posted yesterday? He has a whole philosophy on how it should work and who should be a part of producing it. And one of the things he said was we have to have the lane where these live streamers are maybe doing the carpets with the live stream. And the point of all of it is, because I can't remember everything right now, was incorporating these different elements
Yes.
outside of just traditional television.
I can tell you
into
why
the
that's
show.
not going to work with these sensitive ass artists that want everything taken out of the interview.
No, but it's real. But
Yeah.
the thing, but that's the point. And Van called me. Maybe we work on something together. But the reality is, you have to figure out a way to include the streamers. Like watching Kai on the carpet and in the actual
I
show,
love.
it was
Right.
just like it was great. It
Yeah.
was great to see that through his lens. But that's to the point of we have to reset. We can't just keep doing it the same way we've been doing it.
Yeah.
I still think award shows matter. I think it's just how we approach it is just going to make the difference.
Let's talk about the streamers a little bit because we do have Kai Cenat, who I love, who I think is positive for the culture. But then you have other streamers, and it gets a little ignorant to me, you know, in my opinion. So how do you think like we can even weed that out? Because now people are leaning more towards the streaming. Some people are getting disrespectful and disrespecting people live on stream. So where do you think the happy balance could be, even with that?
you have to look at the happy balance across everything. You can make the same argument on music. You can make the same argument even on the podcast world. It's like,
oh, we want to turn some of them off too. Okay.
But I just think it's something that is still growing.
Yeah,
it's still growing. I love the streamers. There's a lot of them they're very entertaining, and I love Kai.
He's my favorite.
He's my favorite. I love the 24-hour stream. It's just so. But he's a great human being.
He is.
I had the pleasure of meeting him.
Such a great personality.
Such a personality, but humble.
Yes.
And it's just
funny.
Yeah. But he gets it.
So do you think though, because that's a little difficult for it's been difficult for the older generation to catch up to the streaming. Do you feel like there will be a point in time where it'll be a little easier to cross over for the older heads?
Like who's older? What age?
That's the problem. There's none. I can't think of a grown streamer. Like 20s is where you're.
We're kind of stops. Yeah. I think because the generation, like the older generation, I'm saying older as in, let's just say 35 plus, right?
Okay.
They're accustomed to everything being so polished, so buttoned up. Streaming is just like, yo, this is what it is.
Anything can happen anytime.
Anything can happen. Yeah. It's raw, it's unfiltered. And the older millennials and Gen X above that, like, just they come from a different world, and it has to be just packaged a certain way. And to me, right now, everybody just wants to, like, this is what it is. So that's why it's refreshing to me.
So you think it will be able to bridge the gap?
I hope so at some point. Hopefully there's some bold individuals, and I'm actually trying to push Kirk to go on Kai's stream.
Yeah.
So we're literally...
That'd be dope.
Yeah, just, again, trying to attempt to bridge that gap and to show people, like, this is actually a good time. This is entertaining. This is fun. So I think we have to get some bold individuals who are willing to do it just to kind of break the stigma and to be that bridge.
Yeah.
Here's what I worry about when it comes to the entertainment industry and actually every aspect that you work in. And I say this all the time when people come in the room, but I have a daughter who is a film major at Howard. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, honestly, I'm not in them classrooms with you, but I feel like you need to be learning AI. I feel like you need to figure out how this is going to impact everything that you want to do, because now we're saying people, go on ChatGPT, make me a film, export a movie, you know what I mean? Or fake songs. We've heard last summer, some things popped off. So how are you adjusting to AI moving into that space? And, do you see it being a major disruptor to the point where a lot of people won't be working in that part of the industry anymore?
As a company, we're encouraging our team to embrace AI. Figure out how to make it work for your respective responsibilities. I don't care if it's filming, if it's our social team, if it's our music team. Actually, one of our producers sent me a demo vocal for the Unexpected Christmas soundtrack. I was like, man, I love the vocal. Who is this guy singing it? He's like, it's AI.
Oh, damn. That's scary.
I literally will send y'all the song. Like, it's going to, but it blew me away because I really was like, oh, well, let's put the guy on the demo on the soundtrack. You're like, it's AI. And so that's a little scary.
Yes.
But
because they're selling it in China right now. You don't even know in a different language.
Yeah. But we have to embrace technology. Like every time there's something new and different, we resist. We resist. We got to embrace this. It's just helping us cut down on time. To me, it's not about replacing the individual bodies. It's about how do those bodies actually utilize the AI to enhance what we're building and creating.
Yeah, that sounds like the ideal way to look at it, but it is a little fear of the replacement aspect of it right now. Because like you said, you didn't even know that wasn't a human voice, But
I put a human on that song. So
I got a human. Sure. It's you. That's your artist name. It's like we ain't never going to see you going to be like Marshmallow with the head up.
No, but you got to love AI. And like I said, I was talking to a team member literally yesterday about ChatGPT because I saw an email that came to me and I was like, you use ChatGPT because there's certain things I can just tell on the font and the
dashes,
the emos, the emo dashes. I was like,
copied and pasted.
You gotta take this out. But use technology because I get it. It can be more efficient time wise and resource wise. But just be smart about it. Don't just solely rely on the technology.
So my last question for you is: since you came up in the industry so young, Kyle has a daughter that, like he said, she's studying at Howard to be also a filmmaker. So what is a piece of advice that you would give to somebody that's younger in the industry trying to come up right now today?
Well, one, Kyle, I want to make sure your daughter comes to HBCU First Look That's
Okay.
actually at Howard in November.
I'll make sure she's
So
there.
it's all about young filmmakers, directors, writers, producers, editors. So I'll get you all the information.
I think I might have shared that. It was on social media.
It's on
I
social.
might have
This is
sent
the
it to her,
third,
but yeah.
third year, but you actually can create your own short or film and submit it through the festival. But we'll talk about that. But
Okay.
the advice
Shout out
sure.
to my girl Angie Ange.
Angie,
yes.
Yeah.
So the advice I would give is to encourage our young creatives, find your in. Find that entry point, find those mentors, because technology, as we just talked about, there's so much you can do, but you don't have to wait. And, again, go to college, go through that process. But while in college, apply for internships, apply to be a PA on someone's TV show or film. Like, get in it early, sooner than later, to get that hands on the ground experience, build your network, and build I call it your village across. Everybody wants I want to make the CEO
That's right.
and the CEO.
Yeah.
Build that village.
Yep.
My village in LA, I'm looking at everyone soar and thrive right
come
now.
up together.
Yes.
Yep.
Michael B. Jordan, Kelly Rowland, Bruno Mars.
Okay, now we don't
Miguel.
mention his name on this show.
Which one?
Michael B. Jordan.
Oh,
we got beef.
I forgot. Lord, we got to make that right.
We got to make it right.
You want me to help be
he
the
was
bridge?
wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, he was wrong.
Yeah,
so.
let me be a bridge on that.
Be a bridge,
Yeah, I'll be a
man.
bridge.
Yeah,
Let me be a bridge on
That'd be
that.
fine.
But my village was just so helpful, and whether they were an assistant at a network or they worked at a record label in a smaller capacity, like, everybody is thriving.
Yeah.
So I would just encourage everyone, find that village, get that hands-on experience, internships, production, record label, whatever your space. Because even I say record label because music videos or content creation as a whole, it matters. So, but that experience is priceless. Building that network, priceless, and just go to these conferences, go to these events, but really build that network.
Speaking of like that event and the students at Howard, like my daughter and I know a lot of people are trying to get into the business.
Yes.
How can people work with what you got going on in your companies and all the different aspects of your business?
I just encourage them to hit my website, 3 Diamonds Films. There's an email address on that website, and it gets right to me. Literally, I set up calls, I do meetings, I figure out internships, PA opportunities. It's very real. Don't take it for granted. 3diamondsfilms.com.
But if you don't like the person, they can hit your cousin.
That'll definitely get you stopped at the door.
That'll never get back to him.
Exactly. If you're trash, hit your cousin.
Yeah, my cousin. Hit him. He know he is. He's probably listening.
That's hilarious.
I know I
For
said
sure.
last question, but you mentioned the word mentor. Do you still turn to a mentor?
Absolutely.
Because you're so
Absolutely.
successful. Some people feel
got
like
several.
they don't got to turn to a mentor.
I have
anymore.
several. Sylvia Rohn, who's one of my favorite people. She's the chair of Epic Records. L.A. Reid, he and I, that's another mentor. Had dinner 2 weeks ago. John Platt, Will Packer. These are the people that
Amazing.
I look to and seek advice, even to this very day. I
That's
do.
incredible.
That's what's up.
Everyone should have at least one mentor.
Facts.
Everyone.
I love that.
My last question is music based, you know what I mean? And we just had the 52nd birthday of hip hop, celebrating hip hop. And of course, you started with music. You
Yes,
talked about
yeah.
working with Biggie. What is your favorite personal experience, personal story, personal moment, something that happened within hip hop that you could share with us today? I'm sure
I thought it was the shootout story.
I don't think that was a personal favorite. That might not have been a favorite.
I wasn't sure.
No, that wouldn't be the.
That's not a thing.
Wow.
Yeah, that was real hip hop.
That was
That was
hip-hop.
real. That was gangster. Some people can't tell a story like that.
I would say one of my favorite moments, and this is probably crazy to say now, it was actually when I was out on tour, this is 97, Puffy had a No Way Out album and tour.
Yep.
And I was, at the time, 17, out on the road with The Lox and Mace and all of these artists, and seeing Jay-Z on stage and Busta, and Usher was on some days of the tour. It was like, that was such a moment in hip hop, and just realized, that's when it hit me. I was like, okay, I'm a part of something that's global.
Yeah.
That's massive. And just being in the studio sessions for some of those artists, you know, in different pockets of the world, that's another highlight. But I would say that No Way Out tour, that was history.
That's incredible. Like to be on the road with all of those
At 17,
legendary
at
people.
17.
Going to the mall to grab Air Maxes with Jada Kiss. Like, I remember those memories. Like, that's crazy. Like, these are people that are some of the best to ever do it. So that would probably be a huge highlight. There's so many moments over the years, but that one jumps out.
But did you know at that time, like, these people are going to be stand the test of time? Because Jadakiss,
right, he
just put a song out, and it goes. Right. His son just put a song out. Like, you know, so did you think, like, these people were still going to be doing this? I gotta be
honest. I did not embrace it the way I probably should have in that moment, because I was just, like, in it. Yeah. So seeing a young Jada and Chic and Styles, and I'm from Virginia. I grew up around Pharrell and Chad and Missy and Timbo, and just I didn't even understand what was going on. So it was like just to see that greatness, but somehow I was always connected to and aligned. So that's how I know God continues to be real.
That's right.
So it's like, man,
your mama knew too,
and my mama knew. Yeah. Again, 17. Out on these crazy tours.
Mom ain't never wrong.
Mom ain't never wrong.
Yeah.
But I appreciate Mom to this day, because it's like, yo, how did you know? And she just was like, yo, I just trusted God.
Yeah.
But those moments will stick with me forever. But to answer your question, I didn't realize fully in that moment what I was a part of. I look back now into different documentaries and different podcasts, and I'm like, wow, that was a golden era.
What crosses your mind when you constantly have to relive like Biggie's death? Because people never stop talking about that.
That one was probably tough for me, because I spoke to Big 2 days before his death.
That's awful.
So Puffy was working on this mixtape with a DJ out of New York that went to Hampton at the time, and it was a Best of Bad Boy mixtape. And so my task or responsibility that I was assigned was like, you need to get all the artists to do drops for this mixtape. So everyone was doing their drops by way. I had a recorder in my home that I could record like the phone drops. And so I paged Big, and I told the guy, I was like, man, give me the one drop you really want Big to do. He's not doing 2 and 3 drops. Right. Just give him the one. So I paged him. He called back within 2 minutes. And that was on that Friday. And I was like, yo, I explained to him what it was. I said, hey, I got 2 or 3 drops. He was like, Phil, just give me the one.
Yeah.
Give me the one. I said, no, it's 3 on the paper.
Right.
He said, give me the one. And so he's like, well, just found out. Okay, just call him back and find out which one, and I'll do it. I called the DJ and said, hey, which one you really want? Page Big back. I never heard back. That following Saturday night was when the unthinkable happened. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So that always is bitter. It's just like, man, this guy left us too soon. And Faith Evans and I, when I lived in Los Angeles, we were super close. So seeing how she and Miss Wallace, rest in peace, dealt with everything legally and just trying to raise her son,
right?
CJ, like it was tough. It was just a constant reminder. But I admire how they have carried on the legacy of Big. Yeah. But I just got to be honest, it was just, he was one of the nicest people and funniest. Yeah. And jokes for days. Like it was just like, man, this guy just 101.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Great
well,
story,
thank you for everything you're doing and bring it to the culture, because we definitely need it. Yeah. It's a little shaky out here.
It's a lot shaky.
Yeah, man. Thank you for sharing all of that with us. And for people that, maybe they're listening now, they don't know what you was doing behind the scenes. Yeah. But how can they follow up with you from here?
They can follow me at 3diamondsent.com or 3diamondsfilms.com or on social media. I'm outside. Fillionaire 1911. Like millionaire, billionaire, billionaire.
We were trying to figure out which one went harder. I said, is it Philadelphia? Because that's Gilly's thing, or is it Fillionaire? But I think we're going with Fillionaire.
We're going with Fillionaire. You know who gave me Fillionaire? You know who gave me Fillionaire?
Who?
It was Bruno Mars.
No way.
Yeah, Bruno.
He was like, you going to be a millionaire one day?
So in the studio, he was working, I think, on the Travis McCoy record, and it was a joke, because Bruno's a jokester as well. Mm-hmm. And so he said it. He's like, I want to be a billionaire. And I was like,
oh, that's fire.
And then in New York, one of my homies, Vane, said something about billionaire, and I'm like, what the hell is this billionaire thing? And so I was like, let me go get it, grab the name, and get everything associated. But yeah.
I love that. See, that makes it even much better. I love that story.
I win, Gilly.
Yo, Phil Thornton hanging out with us, man. Appreciate you, bro. Congratulations on everything. It's the Morning Hustle Show. Yeah.